Where are my cat people? Because I am back with another catnip sewing tutorial. I have done the little catnip kicker with the little fringe and also shown you how to do them basic without that extra. And today I'm going to show you how to do these cute little pyramids that you can just have with foam in there, or you can just put polyfill in there. But what I did was I filled them with polyfill and then I put a little bit of catnip in the center. So these are more something that the cat's gonna play with, right? They're gonna bat at it and it's gonna go across the room and then they're gonna chase it. So this is more of a chase play toy, where this is more something that they might bat at or they might kind of hug and hit with their back feet. So for these little pyramid cat toys, it's really, really easy. You don't even need an iron. And you can make them in any variety of sizes. I'm going to make this medium size. I like it the best. I like the size of it, and it was pretty easy to fill and sew closed. This one is good for smaller cats, but it was a little more difficult to fill it and close it. So we're gonna go with the medium. Just to give you an idea of the sizes, this one started with a 4x8 piece of fabric. This one is what we're gonna do, and I've cut a fabric 3.5 by 7. And it doesn't matter if you do 7 by 3.5 or 3.5 by 7 as far as the directionality, because you can see when it gets folded, the cats are kind of going every which way. Then the little plaid one was 3 by 6. Get those out of the way. The other things that you're going to need are a little bit of catnip if you want to put that in there. I like to use this collapsible funnel. It works great for all my little catnip projects. Some polyester fill, and then I'm using this stuffer tool. Just helps move this into the corners when you're stuffing things, especially things with points like that. Not required, you can use your finger or something else, but it is a handy tool if you do a lot of stuffed things. Then I decided at the last minute, I'm gonna add a little crinkle paper to this one. I didn't to these, but it just gives a little added something for the cat. And I got this set of 4 Mylar crinkle balls at Target. It was like $2.69. And you can cut this apart, and each one of these has 4 pieces of paper. So you can really make a lot of crinkle toys with this one set. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold that in half, right sides together. And I'm just going to throw a clip on 2 of these sides. And we are going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam down here, leaving that part open. So because we're starting off the end of the fabric, I'm going to use a leader fabric, which is basically a scrap piece of fabric that I start sewing on. That way I don't have to worry about pulling up the bobbin thread, and I don't have to worry about knots on the back. Not that it would be a huge deal because we're sewing on the wrong side, but just a nice habit to get into for just decreasing bird's nest knots on your project. So I just do a few stitches on the leader fabric. So if there's going to be any kind of problem, it's going to be on there. And then I move on to my actual project. I'm using a 1/4 inch foot, meaning that when I have the edge of the foot on the edge of the fabric, my needle is a 1/4 inch from the edge, which is the size seam that we want. Now, one thing to remember when you're using a leader fabric is don't forget to backstitch once you're on your actual project to knot that thread. Then this little line shows me that when it lines up with the edge of the fabric, I'm a 1/4 inch from that side, lift my foot and pivot. Now I'm going to cut off that leader fabric and I'm going to turn it into an ender fabric, meaning I'm just going to sew right onto it. So I'm ready to roll when we are going to do our next stitching. Then I just lift my foot and pivot it so that I can get my project off. Now we are going to clip the corners, and I like to do 2 cuts instead of 1 because it just takes a little bit, whoops, need my fabric scissors. It takes a little bit more of the fabric away so you don't have as much trying to fold into that corner, and you'll get a better point on your pyramid. And then I also trim once by the fold and very carefully up here as well. Just always make sure you're not cutting your stitching. Now, to turn this into a pyramid instead of a square, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up, and then we're going to just pull with our fingers to both sides so that the seam is in the center, and we're going to match these top edges. This is what is going to give you that pyramid shape. This is a great thing. You can also do like the tinier ones or the medium ones and make weights for cutting fabric as well, but that'll be a whole other tutorial. So now I'm just going to take a clip just to hold that in place, and I'm going to sew with a 1/4 inch seam just to this seam so that we have this part open for turning and adding the stuffing and the catnip. Now our ender fabric is turned back into a leader fabric, so we are ready to go. We're going to put the pyramid fabric under here, lining up the raw edge with the edge of the foot. Put the presser foot down, and we're going to sew. Remember to back stitch, and then we're going to sew just until that seam so that we're sewing half of this part closed. We need the other half open. Remember to turn and stuff. All right, so this is the last thing we're doing with the sewing machine, because when we have this full, you're going to hand stitch that closed to finish that pyramid. I've also put together a pattern in my Etsy shop that has a group of things that you can sew or sew and sell for cats. So click the link in the video description or on this video, and it will take you to that option. Now I'm going to clip a little bit of that fabric off where we started that sewing. And we're going to turn this right side out. Push those corners out. You can use your fingers, and if they're not going quite far enough with your fingers, you can grab a turning tool. I'm going to use just this softly pointed dowel rod. So you have 3 points to push out. Now I'm going to start with stuffing. And this hole is not huge, so you have to put in little bits at a time. So put that in there, and then I'm going to just push that to the corner. And the way you use this is you can just put that in there and just kind of push that ball of stuffing. Be careful though, because if you push too hard, you might pop out that corner, which would not be ideal because then you're going to be starting over again. I'm going to get some of this polyfill into each of the corners. All right, so we have all 3 corners are filled. We still have that space in the center. So now I'm going to put my funnel in there. I'm going to add the catnip next. Sometimes it's a little hard to get it to really get in there because of the filling and how small this is. I usually do about 1/2 teaspoon. You could try a teaspoon. You would need a little bit less filling in there. And then as I slowly pull that funnel out, the rest of the catnip will go in. And then I'm just going to push that with my finger so it doesn't pop out of the top of the fabric. I usually end up getting a little bit on my workspace, but you can just wipe that back into the bowl. Okay, so now we have catnip in the center. And now I want to add this crinkle factor. I'm just going to shove that in there too. And then I'm going to fill the rest of the way with the polyfill. You can decide if you want to leave this a little bit soft, if you want it to feel well stuffed and pretty solid, totally up to you. And then let's talk a little bit as I stuff this about the fabric. So I am using cotton quilting fabric, and that will work for most cats. But if you feel like your cat's kind of rough on toys and they might scratch or bite at them, you don't want them to break this open. So then you might want to do something different, like a heavier duck cloth or a canvas or even an old pair of jeans, something that's going to be a bit more durable. So now as we get that filled, we are then going to fold this raw edge in, making sure you get the tip in. I usually go like that to get that final point folded in, and then I pull. And then you can either clip or pin this together. I think I'm going to pin it. It's going to be a little bit easier when I'm sewing it to leave some pins on here. So you just want to hold that closed. And then you're just going to grab needle and thread and sew from the point to where the opening ends. And then that is all done. This one has a little bit of crinkle and scent. This one just has softness and scent. So we will put these to the test with the kitty cat and see if they even notice the difference or see how they like these cute little pyramids. But they sew up nice and quick. These would be a great gift. Could be a cute sew and sell idea. Maybe sell them in sets of 3 if you are looking to make money with your sewing talents. If you are, make sure you have watched my sew and sell series. I have 3 videos with some ideas for pricing, project ideas, how and where to sew and sell. So you can find that on my blog or on my YouTube channel, and there will be a link in the video description. Okay, so what do you think? Are you going to make some little catnip pyramids or just play pyramids for your kitties? Are you going to make them for friends? Are you going to make them to sew and sell? I would love to know. Leave me a comment and let me know who you're going to make them for. And I would also love to know what size you decided to make. Personally, I like the 2 bigger ones. They're a little bit easier to manage as far as stuffing them and getting them sewn together. But if you have a smaller cat, that's going to be a really good size for them. Anyway, I will also have a link in the video description if you missed this tutorial for kitties as well.